Hi there, welcome to Grain TV. It's Monday, December 19th, and a down day in the markets. Let's take a look at Grain Edge's trading platform and see where we closed. In Chicago, beans, the leader to the downside, giving up 15 cents a bushel, corn off 3, and wheat in Chicago off 4 after being up in the overnight session. News today was pretty light. We were focusing on weather in the weekend situation. First of all, let's start with the big driver, and that was what is happening in Argentina. They saw good rains over the weekend, in fact, probably better than expected, and even more important, the weekend or the week ahead looks more promising for more rain. We'll talk about the details of that in a minute. In the wheat side, there was some concern about wheat damage from the big freeze that happened over the plains and into the eastern corn belt. So there was some concern about frost damage from winter wheat, but that too sort of faded. It got the market a little bit of a bump in wheat prices in the overnight session, but by the end of the day, we just couldn't hold those gains and closed 4 cents lower. USDA did announce some flash sales this morning. That was positive. Soybeans, 264,000 metric tons to China, another 128,000 metric tons of corn going to Japan. But overall, again, the market is really focused on the weather in South America, which looks very favorable. Let's talk about weekly export inspections that came out from USDA this morning. Those numbers were pretty much in line with expectations, although corn was on the low side, coming in below at 769,000 metric tons versus expectations of 800 to 1.0 million. Beans coming in at the high end, 1.7 million, and wheat coming in a respectable 478 versus 300 to 500 expected. Now, let's take a look at what World Weather Group says we're going to see in terms of South American weather, because these are important events. This is the heart of their growing season right now. And so what happens in the next couple of weeks as we get into our holiday season is critical for development of the South American crop down here. So these are numbers that World Weather Group has put together ahead of, or as of today, looking out to the end of the year. And what you can see in Brazil, the coverage is really good, 65 to 60% with 3/4 of an inch of rain in the rest of this week, and then fading a little bit to 55% and 75% going forward. But really, and Brazil has really had very good weather for much of since planting, so that's not the major concern. What's concerning, or where the attention is being focused right now, is on the dry parts of Argentina. And while we did have rains over the weekend, the real punch will come in the weeks ahead with 80% to 70% coverage with 2 to 3 inches of rain expected. And so that is what is expected to be sort of a drought buster for Argentina, and will likely change the outlook for their crop situation. So overall, Brazil very good. Argentina has been fairly dry since planting. And so, if Argentina does see these rains by the end of the month, then it might most likely leads to much higher production potential. Speaking of production potential, Brazil being the 2/3 of the South American crop production size, Safras came out with a forecast of 106 million metric tons. Versus 102 to 103, which has been expected by much of the trade. So that came out on Friday. You add into that, Brazil's having very good growing conditions. Argentina looks to be getting rain. I think it spells real problems for soybeans as we move forward. And certainly today was maybe a glimmer of what we might expect going into 2017, and that is more selling ahead. Now, the good news was we didn't break this 1020 mark that has been underlying support for the better part of 3 weeks now. And so keep that in mind. We traded down to it really close, 1020 and a half today on the low end, closing around 1022, so not able to break below it. But I don't think it will take much more weather positive news for production to maybe sink this market down below that. So I know it's the holiday season. A lot of people are trying not to focus on this, but this could be a dramatic shifting point in the soybean market. Certainly we've had better prices since harvest, and farmers have maybe sold up or slowed down on their sales. But I think as we enter the new year, that's going to have to change. As always, if you want help in your own grain marketing situation, visit us online at grainhedge.com. Take a demo of our trading platform. See our technical alerts in real time as they happen. Giving you technical trade recommendations, and get our morning comments every day. That's all we've got for today on Grain TV. Have a great day. We'll talk to you.